Welcome to this special edition podcast, Forward Focus, the Future of SES. Today we're going to be diving into people, innovation and partnerships, driving one of the most transformational periods in SES's history.
We've had the opportunity to sit down with the exceptional people who are shaping SES's future, from those reimagining satellite technology and multi-orbit constellations to those championing an inclusive and ambitious company culture. This isn't business as usual. It's the story of a company redefining what's possible in space, connectivity and beyond.
Across this series, we're going to be talking to the most amazing SES leaders and partners, including Carmel, Alberto, Laura, Mikkel, Clara and Neil, co-founder of K2 Space. Together, they're going to share how SES is combining world-class innovation with a people-first mindset to shape the next generation of satellite communications as we know it, including how they're going to evolve their supply chain to meet agility and flexibility demand by the new space and the scale for their future of the MEO networks.
So wherever you're tuning in from, settle in and join us as we look forward to the future of SES.
I'm pleased to welcome Carmel Ortiz, Senior Vice President of the MEO constellation programs at SES Satellites. Carmel brings over 30 years of engineering leadership across telecommunications, satellite and digital media. And she's now leading the SES's next generation constellation strategy. In this segment, we're going to explore how innovation is sharing SES trajectory, how market opportunities are evolving, and what's the bold new direction means for its people, culture, and future ambitions. Carmel, lovely to have you here today.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Nice to be here.
So we've got a few questions. I'll start first, Will, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
So SES is investing heavily in the next generation of MEO constellations. What makes that such a pivotal moment?
Well, I think there's a lot converging right now, and so it's really kind of the perfect time. And we're faced with a great opportunity and a great challenge at the same time. So for one thing, we've just combined the two companies, SES and Intelsat. And so with that combination, we have sort of decades of experience operating, designing, building, and operating satellite networks, both in MEO and in GEO orbit, and we also have some experience in LEO as well. And then on top of that, we have our huge customer base, right? So the combined company really has been providing services to a number of companies. So those are all huge things that we can leverage. But at the same time, there are interesting dynamics in our industry,
Sure.
as you know.
Yes.
We've kind of stopped calling it disruption. It's just the new normal now,
Yeah,
right? And
sure.
so we're in a very competitive environment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of consolidation going on in the industry to try to address some of that that disruption in the industry. You have the hyperscale LEOs that have really driven prices down, kind of normalized SATCOM. That's in a way a great thing, right? So SATCOM is now kind of a household name. And so those dynamics are really presenting, again, opportunities and challenges. And so what we think about is this is really the moment where we have to figure out how to not just survive, but also thrive. And so, we need to really change how we're working and how we do things and what we're doing, and we really need to transform. So it's a pivotal moment. We have a great opportunity, but we need to exploit that opportunity.
Exciting times.
For sure. How are partnerships like the one with K2 Space helping SES accelerate innovation?
Yeah, so great question. So although we can recognize internally within SES that it's that we need to innovate, we need to change how we do things. Hard to kind of start from a flat foot, right? Like how do you make change, right? Yeah. And so I think like anything, it's like we were talking about playing tennis earlier, right? So what's the best way to change is you play against better players, right? Or you surround yourself with people who kind of have what you want, right? Or are doing things the way you want to do it. And so with our K2 partnership, we're really pretty embedded with them. And so we can share opportunities and we can share techniques and methods and ways of working. And again, I think it's bi-directional. So I think we bring a wealth of experience and knowledge about the industry and space and satellite operations. They bring kind of that new mindset. And so just being kind of in their environment and seeing how they deal with things and how they make decisions and how they are always pushing the envelope and not accepting the status quo. And it's not just in the technology areas, it's throughout their whole organization. How they recruit people, how they retain people, how they, think about billing and accounts payable and all of that. And so it's really kind of an overall mindset. And so really just kind of being there and being very close to partners like K2 Space really help us to change how we think about things.
Sure. And so in terms of the sort of innovation, I mean, SES has always been very innovative.
Yeah.
It's now with this partnership and the new mindsets, with SES, is it going to be the process, is it the products, or is it going to be more sort of the mindset that's going to be?
Yeah. So it's really all of the above, right? I don't think you can really isolate it. So certainly people are important, and we're going to need to continue to grow with the right kinds of people. But it's really everything. I think I like to think of it as kind of giving our teams freedom. So, the old adage of you set the outcome and then you let the people and the team decide how they get there. And really operationalizing that, giving people freedom to create, freedom to debate, right? So a lot of what we're trying to do is not easy, right? And so there are different approaches, and giving people the opportunity to really have these deep technical debates, and also the opportunity to try and fail. So you sort of really have to give people permission to do something a bit crazy, knowing that, of course, there are always repercussions, but if it's done in a smart way, that's part of the process and part of getting to the right answer at the end.
Brilliant. And to that end, can you share an example of where a cross-functional team came up with something unexpected or game-changing?
So it's interesting. So there are lots.
Sure.
I'm not sure I can really share too much.
Sure.
I mean, I actually think just the overall project, that what we're calling Neosphere itself, is a great example of that. It's we have a MEO network already, and we combined the two companies and really kind of understood that we need to take things to the next level. And so, got together both with our finance team, our strategy, commercial teams, as well as the technical teams, and really crafted this concept of the Neosphere, which is not just a constellation, but rather a whole network. And so we think of it as just a network that continues to grow and evolve and change. And so I think, the depth behind the thinking of it and the strategy on the commercial side as well as on the technical side is really an example of, us sort of coming together, bringing all the cross-functional groups together and trying to figure out what we need to do next.
Excellent. And in terms of sort of the taking the risks, I mean, you've managed multiple teams all around the world. How do you sort of encourage these engineers and this talent to sort of take these risks, particularly with these mission critical sort of technologies that we're working on right now?
Yeah, it's a good question. Again, I think you have to give them the freedom to take risks, and they have to be calculated, right? So it can't be too crazy, and you have to put some boundaries around it. But I think in general, again, it goes back to setting the outcome and setting the ambition of what we're trying to do, and it turns out folks have actually thought about this a lot, right? So most of the people on our team understand what's happening in the industry. They follow technology closely. And this is actually part of what we try to encourage within the team and all of the teams, is to really understand what's happening, see what's been successful in the industry, and then give folks the opportunity to take similar kinds of risks within SES.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. How is SES approaching sustainability and efficiency in its new network designs?
First of all, just in the orbit itself, right? So I've been involved with some large non-geostationary constellations before, and I think at the LEO level, there's cause for concern there, right? With the proliferation of LEOs and the number of satellites and so on. So me personally, and also within SES, I mean, we're very concerned about being good stewards of space. We have conviction around the MEO orbit for a number of reasons, for economic reasons, for success in terms of providing customers the right kind of service, but also for sustainability. So, when you think of a very capable MEO constellation, we're talking tens of satellites, not tens of thousands. And, we like to say space is big. It's in a way bigger at MEO than it is at LEO. So I think the combination of the orbit, the number of assets that we have, and then just building into our network the reliability to be able to do responsible disposal of assets is critical for us.
Fantastic. And in terms of the talent, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities with obviously what's happening with the MEO satellites that are now going to be taking shape.
Yeah.
What kind of talent are you looking for, both from a technical point of view and maybe from a sort of culture and personality to come into this new environment?
Yeah, I think what I would emphasize is the transformation that we're going through. So, look, we have, as I said, decades of experience between the Intelsat and SES folks, and that brings huge value. Yeah. So experience is important, but what's also important is mindset. And so we think about really skill sets in the same quantity as mindset. So combination of mindset and skill set is the balance that we're trying to take. And so again, we want talent, and we want teams who are wanting to push the envelope. And even if they don't necessarily know where it's going to end up, just the idea that we want to try something different and be a little audacious, I think is very important. Also questioning, just always pushing and wanting to get behind what that requirement is really meant to solve, and pushing, and always asking questions. Yeah.
And I love that mentality of taking some risks, learn from your mistakes. Yep. Not being cautious.
Absolutely. And looking ahead, how will innovation at SES redefine how we connect the world?
Well, it's really kind of not thinking about connectivity anymore, or at least not thinking about specific technologies in connectivity. So, I think historically we think about satellites in a very different way, or satellite networks in a very different way than we do terrestrial networks. And it's always been this, kind of an exotic sort of side bit. Those worlds are converging and have converged, satellite and terrestrial. But I think it even goes beyond that. It goes beyond, comms, and it's just really, again, the network. And so whether our network is built on a LEO, MEO, GEO, or terrestrial network, whether it's RF or optical comms, those are all just elements to kind of building this Neosphere network.
Thank you, Carmel. That's amazing. So now we're going to give our audience a chance to get to know you outside of SES. So I hope you don't mind. Before we sort of wrap up, we've got some questions just to fire at you. There's no right or wrong answers, and be as honest and just go with it. So you first, Will.
Okay. What's the biggest lesson you've learned so far in your career?
Go to where the growth is.
Right.
Whether it's a project within your company or the company, just go to wherever the growth area is.
Brilliant. Love
Excellent. This is slightly personal, but can you tell us about something about yourself that maybe not many people know?
I love pugs. So I am a dog lover, but specifically pugs.
Yep.
And my husband and I together have raised, we're on pugs number 7 and 8 right
wow.
now. So
Wow.
throughout our marriage, we've tried diversification in that regard, and we've been entirely unsuccessful. We keep going back to the same well, but right now we have one male and one female pug, and they're it's like having toddlers at home.
Yeah, I've got a slightly bigger dog, Great Danes. I've always had big dogs.
That's much bigger.
I've had like Newfoundlands, Bull Mastiffs, but yeah, the Great Dane. We'll share some photos. Pug and a Great Dane, that'd be an unusual.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not sure if you're a karaoke person, but if you were, or you were having a sing, what's the one song you secretly love to belt out?
Oh boy, it would probably be something by Bruce Springsteen, which is sort of
Excellent.
dating me. It probably would be Rosalita by Springsteen. That's my one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
It's a great story. It's a great love story, and definitely sing that one in the shower. Do not sing it in front of people.
No microphone now. So brilliant. That's amazing. So I think that's it really. So Carmel, thank you for sharing your vision on the future of connectivity, the evolving landscape that's going to be happening across SES, and good luck with this constellation program. Really exciting times, and thank you for today.
Great. Thank you guys. It was lots of fun.
Thank you.